To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. He who has a white alive can bear almost anyhow. We love life, not because we are used to living, but because we are used to loving. Hope in reality is the worst of all evils because it prolongs the torments of man. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. All things are subject to interpretation. Whichever interpretation prevails at a given time is a function of power and not truth. One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. Yet his shadow still looms. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to stand and walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. The true man wants two things, danger and play. For that reason he wants woman as the most dangerous plaything. It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. Without music, life would be a mistake. We should consider every day lost on which we have not danced at least once. And we should call every truth false which was not accompanied by at least one laugh. On the mountains of truth you can never climb in vain. Either you will reach a point higher up today, or you will be training your powers so that you will be able to climb higher tomorrow. There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness. Madness is rare in individuals, but in groups, parties, nations, and ages it is the rule. You have your way, I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist. Women, they make the highs higher and the lows more frequent. When you look into an abyss, the abyss also looks into you. A casual stroll through the lunatic asylum shows that faith does not prove anything. In every real man a child is hidden that wants to play. The man of knowledge must be able not only to love his enemies, but also to hate his friends. The essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. Woman was God's second mistake. The great epochs of our life are the occasions when we gain the courage to rebaptize our evil qualities as our best qualities. There are no facts, only interpretations. The best weapon against an enemy is another enemy. Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the better even of their blunders. Thoughts are the shadows of our feelings, always darker, emptier, and simpler. It is impossible to suffer without making someone pay for it. Every complaint already contains revenge. There is more wisdom in your body than in your deepest philosophy. The future influences the present just as much as the past. Insanity in individuals is something rare, but in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it is the rule. When marrying, ask yourself this question: do you believe that you will be able to converse well with this person into your old age? Everything else in marriage is transitory. When one has not had a good father, one must create one. Perhaps I know best Wyatt is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. In individuals, insanity is rare, but in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it is the rule. Whatever is done for love always occurs beyond good and evil. Fear is the mother of morality.